This month, our theme is continuous improvement for teams. What does that mean? And is incremental improvement enough? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But let's explore that with 3 ideas of what you can do to get your team to a stage 4, get your team to continuously improve and just get better and better. Let's explore that. Our quotation this week comes from Helmut Schmidt, who says, "The biggest room in the world is the room for improvement." Wow, very interesting, very telling, very true. Now we all know that. We all know that there is room for improvement. But one of the things that fascinates me the most about teams is that they keep focusing on what they're doing and they are not focusing on how they're doing. And that is the overall thing that I'm going to be exploring with 3 ideas for you to be using in doing that. The first idea is the team checkup. So the team checkup is where you get your team to go, what are we doing well? What would we do differently? And what did we learn? And simply by doing that, and typically it takes less than 10 minutes, usually somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes, to properly debrief those 3 questions. Now, sometimes it can take a bit longer, but typically those 3 questions we can debrief in a very, very short while. A team checkup. Don't have to do it every single meeting, but maybe you do it once a month, maybe you do it occasionally, maybe once a milestone, or certainly regularly when there are major things happening in a project. My tip number two is a participant observer. And this you could do on a rotation basis. And this is where you get somebody in your team to play the role of participant observer. In other words, they participate, but they're observing. Are we interrupting each other? Are we following our accountability norms? Are we following our decision-making processes? Are we following our conflict guidelines? These are the kinds of things. They observe what's happening in the team while they are part of the team. And you simply give them 2 minutes for feedback at the end, and it doesn't take more than 2. Just 2 minutes to give their feedback at the end of a team meeting, and that way we can get our team meetings to a whole new level just by getting that feedback. By the way, it has a spin-off benefit, and the spin-off benefit is that the participant observer observes themselves as well. And I've seen those behaviors shift simply because they were observing them in others and then they applied it to themselves. So there's a great one. Now my third one, tip number 3, is use assessments. There are so many great assessments. We have a whole kit of assessments that we can share, that we can have you use. And these are assessments from trust, where we can assess what is the trust state in a team. We can look at, our meetings. How do we analyze how we're doing in our meetings? We can look at collaboration, how we're doing in collaboration. We can look at things like energy and focus in the team and those kind of things. There's so many assessments that we can use, many of which we can set up to be anonymous so that people feel free to express what they need to express. And very often, simply by doing the assessment, already you start to see change. And here's my little bonus tip. And the bonus tip, and maybe my conclusion, is this. When you have the information, you've done the checkup, you've had the feedback from a participant observer, you've done the survey, share it with the team, because you want the team to be responsible for the continuous improvement in the team. If you like this video, why not hit subscribe? That way you can regularly get conscious leadership updates in your YouTube feed.